Hello and welcome to NSO at Home Live, a concert series created by the musicians of the National Symphony Orchestra. My name is Marissa Regni. I'm the principal second violin of the National Symphony. I'll be your host tonight and every Sunday night as we bring live music into your homes and hopefully into your hearts. If you joined us last week, you heard me talk about the Chiarina Chamber Players. They were performing a virtual concert right at the same time as our show, and I urged you all to check out toward the end of it if you were able to. Well, if you were not able to do that, fear not, because they sent us over the footage of that beautiful concert, and so tonight we will be visiting some of that video footage. We wanted to feature this wonderful chamber organization that has been trying to do some concerts during this pandemic when they couldn't perform live in these wonderful virtual programs that they've been doing. And tonight we feature principal violist of the National Symphony Orchestra, Dan Foster, his wife, Adria Sternstein Foster, who's the principal flute of the Kennedy Center Opera House Orchestra. We have Susan Robinson, she's the principal harp of the Kennedy Center Opera House Orchestra. And we have Effie Hackmey, who is a wonderful pianist, and he's also the co-founder and the co-director of the Chiarina Chamber Players. So we'll be looking at some of the pieces that they performed last Sunday. Also on the docket, we've got another one of our fabulous youth fellowship students. We've got Alexandra Lukashuk joining us. She plays the cello. We will get to know her and hear her in just a little bit. But first, we're going to head over now to Dan, Adria, and Susan as they perform a movement from the French composer Claude Debussy's beautiful sonata for flute, viola, and harp. So without further ado, here's Dan, Adria, and Susan performing some Debussy. Ah, thank you, Adria, Dan, and Susan. Such a lovely performance, such a great way to start the evening off. Hey, I want to remind all of you that we are available on social media 24/7. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, we are NSO Musicians. On YouTube, we're NSO Musicians. And on Instagram, we are NSO_musicians. Please check us out. We're always posting stuff all the time. So we would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to us and like us and just see what we've been up to. Also, of course, our friends over at the Kennedy Center Opera House Orchestra also posting stuff all the time. You can check them out on Facebook and on Instagram as KCOHO Musicians. And while you've got your computer, tablet, or phone out and you're checking out us or the Kennedy Center Opera House people on their social media, why don't you also type into your search engines Chiarina.org and see what they've been up to. Like I say, there's all kinds of concerts you can look at that they've been doing virtually. So please check them out. Okay, we are going to head over now to our youth fellowship student. I love this portion of the program. If you watch every week, you know that I do. These teenagers have been so inspiring and fun to get to know and just delightful to hear every week. Of course, our youth fellowship program is for high school students. It's very competitive. And these kids get to study with members of the National Symphony Orchestra. They also get to observe our orchestra rehearsals. Well, they did back in the day when we were actually getting together and rehearsing, but they would get to watch from up above in the wings. And then occasionally they would get to come down and play side by side with us, which was super fun. And we always love that. And so tonight's guest is a cellist in the program. Her name is Alexandra Lukashuk, and she studies with NSO cellist Mark Evans, who is no stranger to this show. So we're so thrilled to have him back to talk a little bit about his work with Sasha, as we call her. So let's head over to Mark Evans right now. Hello.
Hi, Marissa. How are you?
Good to see you. I am doing well.
Good.
You?
I'm doing great. Thanks.
Good. Thank you, first of all, for working with these students, because I know you've been doing it for a while, right? You've been with the program for many years now.
Yeah, I think this is my 8th year teaching, and I think Sasha is my 6th student to go through the program. So,
Wow. Okay.
yep,
Yeah. Yep. Grooming them all.
yep.
So she's a delight. I, got to talk to her a little bit. Such a sweetheart. So tell us what it's been like to work with her.
I've only had her as a student for about a year and a half, but she is an incredibly gifted musician and just so much fun to work with. She picks up on things so quickly and has made just unbelievable progress in this time.
Yeah. And I imagine you're probably doing all your lessons virtually right now.
Yep.
It's kind of tough, right?
It is. It's really hard. Some students take to it better than others, and we're just doing the best we can.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sticking with it and still teaching them the goods.
Definitely.
So let's head over to Sasha now and see what she's up to.
Hello.
Hey, Sasha, good to see you. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so looking forward to hearing you play. So first of all, give a shout out to your high school.
Oh, so I go to Woodson High School in Fairfax, Virginia.
Yeah, not far from where we live. So excellent. Are you a sophomore?
I'm a junior.
Oh, you're a junior. All right, awesome. And living life virtually. So you told me that one of your hobbies, you love to travel, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And when you travel, you take your cello with you.
Yeah. So, well, the last time we traveled was about 2 years ago. That was before the pandemic hit. And we went to Russia. Actually, we went all over the place. We went to my mom's hometown. We went to St. Petersburg, Valdai, and actually, the last place we went to was Moscow. And just somehow my parents were able to contact the teacher the professor that works at Moscow Conservatory. And so I had a lesson with him, and yeah, so that's one of the places that I had a lesson with. Yeah.
Yeah, so you like to travel with cello and catch a lesson wherever you can.
Well, actually, I was not able to bring my cello. We ended up renting this small plastic cello. It was really
That's awesome, though. So
yeah.
that's probably the farthest away that you've gone for a lesson, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, that is a long way. Mark is a way closer.
Yeah.
But that is very cool.
Luckily.
I'm glad you had that opportunity. That's quite unique and amazing. So, well, I'm going to let you switch your mic over. I know you need to do that before you perform. And thank you, Mark, for being on. Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Yeah, see you soon. So I'm going to let you switch your mic over, Sasha. And while you do that, I want to tell you all, if you're interested in our youth fellowship program, or you know somebody that might be, please check us out. You just go into your Google search engine and you do NSO Youth Fellowship Program. When you do that, a little link will come up that you can click on. So please do check us out, because like I say, it's such a terrific program. It's such a great opportunity for these young artists to be able to work with these great teachers and musicians from the National Symphony Orchestra. And like I say, it's been inspiring for us and just a delight to get to know them. So I encourage you to check it out, and please tell your friends, your neighbors, your loved ones, and see if they're interested in joining us. All right, we're going to head back now to Sasha, and she's going to be performing 3 movements from Johann Sebastian Bach's 4th Suite for solo cello. So let's head back now to Alexandra Lukashuk on the cello. Bravo. Oh my gosh, Sasha, that was so fantastic. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming on and for that wonderful performance. Cannot wait to see where your playing takes you to. And we look forward to seeing you eventually in person at the Kennedy Center, hopefully sometime in the near future. So again, I want to remind everybody, if you're interested in our program, please Google us, NSO Youth Fellowship Program, and there will be a link that you can click on that will give you information in case you or anybody you know is interested in looking into or auditioning for this really amazing program that we have. And these teenagers have just been so inspiring, as I always say every week, but it's so true. So thank you, Sasha, for that wonderful performance. All right, we're going to head over now to NSO Principal Viola Dan Foster. He has been on our show so many times. We're so appreciative of his willingness to play and just his wonderful performing all the time. This, of course, was a performance that he did last week with pianist Effie Hackmey, who is the co-founder and co-director of the Chiarina Chamber Players. They're going to be performing right now two movements. It's a 4-movement work, so we're going to hear 2 movements and take a little break and then go back to it. And this is by Robert Schumann. These are the fairy tales for viola and piano. So please now welcome and listen, enjoy Dan Foster and Effie Hackmey. Oh, so incredible. I love it. I cannot wait to hear the last two movements. So great. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Effie. I want to remind you all that if you have been enjoying these programs, and it's hard to believe, but this is our 45th show. I cannot believe it. 45 weeks on the air. Incredible. If you've been enjoying these shows all along, or maybe this is just your first week joining us, and if so, welcome. Perhaps you will consider a donation to the National Symphony Orchestra. If you'd like to do so, you simply go to kennedy-center.org/support NSO. Any money that you give the orchestra is 100% tax deductible. It sure would mean the world to us. We have not been able to perform in front of a live audience for a very, very long time. So if you would consider that, that would be amazing. Also, I want to apologize. I know that my picture has been freezing, and I think Sasha's did, and I don't know. That's, you know, they always say the beauty of the live performance. This is the beauty of the virtual performance. We're at the mercy of the Wi-Fi internet gods above us, and I guess they're not shining upon us too well tonight. But I know the audio has been okay, but I'm sorry that our screens have been freezing up on all of you. So apologize for that. We're going to head over now back to Dan and Effie for the last two movements of these beautiful fairy tale pieces by Robert Schumann. So let's head back to them now. Wow, such beautiful music, so gloriously played. Thank you, Dan and Effie, for that. I want to remind you all that you can go to chiarina.org and check out that entire concert. There's another piece that Adria played with Effie that is just a fantastic performance. There's a piece for solo harp that you might want to check out. Of course, you can revisit these Schumann pieces if you'd like. It was such a terrific performance. Of course, we love celebrating our fellow musicians, our colleagues from the Kennedy Center Opera House Orchestra. It's always such a pleasure to hear Dan. And of course, we want to completely support the Chiarina Chamber Players because they're such a wonderful institution. So check them out and revisit that concert and some other concerts that they've done as well. Next week, we will be back at 7 p.m. Next week is daylight savings time, so don't forget to set your clock ahead an hour on Saturday night. Boo hiss, and lose an hour of sleep. But we will be here 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we will be featuring a lot of cellists. So I hope you like the cello. I know you do. It's Britton Riley and Eugenia Chang. They're both members of the NSO cello section. They will be performing. Britton's sister, Meredith Riley, will be joining. She plays the violin in the Richmond Symphony. So we're really glad that she can join them for some performances. And our youth fellowship student is, surprise, a cellist. His name is Gian, Mostagim. I practiced his name so many times and I still mess it up. So Gian will be joining us. He is a student of Mark Evans, so we'll get to see Mark again next week as well. So please join us next Sunday at 7 for that. To close out our show, we're going to head back to Adria, Dan, and Susan. They're going to be playing the first movement of Debussy's beautiful sonata for flute, viola, and harp. So let's close this evening out on a beautiful meditative moment. What a beautiful way to end this evening. Please join us next week. Before we go, though, I want to remind you, you can donate to the National Symphony Orchestra by going to kennedy-center.org/support-NSO. And please consider that this evening. Next week, we'll be back 7 p.m. with NSO cellists Britton Riley and Eugenia Chang. They'll be joined by guest violinist Meredith Riley. And we've got Gian Mostagim on the cello. He's our youth fellowship student. So please join us next Sunday at 7. Of course, I want to thank our wonderful producers, Bob Reardon, Jamie Roberts, and Dave Murray for everything they do every week to get this going like a well-oiled machine. I want to thank Thomas Baker for his beautiful artwork that he does every week for our show. I want to thank Sophie Edwards for all of her help on my end with my equipment and the tech stuff that needs to get done. And of course, thanks to all of you for joining us week in and week out. As I said, this is week 45, hard to believe. We look forward to seeing you next week. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay healthy.